kind of had a wild weather week. Of course, folks looking into the weekend now, a lot of events outside.
Yeah, cooler tonight, too.
And the weather's going to cooperate, Greg. I mean, it really is going to be one of those perfect spring weekends. The wind's been a big deal today. It's starting to calm down. Actually, it's some rain earlier tonight and big storms in eastern North Carolina. The story really going into tonight, cooler temperatures. You're going to wake up to 40s and kind of comfortable. Actually, kind of a nice night to give some fresh air in the house. The pollen's still kind of bad out there, so maybe not the windows all the way open, but things will cool down. You got to enjoy the cool weather now because we're going to see a warm up starting really on Sunday, but going into next week, I'd almost call it a heat wave because temperatures are going to be way above average for this time of year. Speaking of the winds, been really high in the mountains, 50, even 60-mile-per-hour winds across the Piedmont. We've seen gusts close to 40, and those storms as they move through Fayetteville this evening actually created winds close to 60 miles per hour. The winds are calming down tonight. They're still gusty in the mountains, but during the heating of the day tomorrow, we're likely going to see a couple more wind gusts up to 20, 30. More rain heading towards the mountains. This will mix with snow at times in the higher elevations, kind of that northwest flow, so a lot of us will have a tough time making it over the mountains tonight. Big area of low pressure, which is driving all the wind. These strong fronts this time of year tend to do that. These little troughs are these dotted black lines. They're swinging through. They're just lower pressure areas. But as we go into the weekend, everything calms down. The winds will shift to the southwest, and we'll actually see a pretty significant warm up even starting tomorrow. Those winds, they calm down tonight. They're going to be basically less than 10 miles per hour, but tomorrow we could see some gusts to 20. That's better than today, which was 30, 35, and 40. So definitely I'd call it a breezy day, not so much a windy day. Some of those activities going on. Charlotte FC taking on Toronto FC. Temperatures for tailgate, great supporter groups. You'll have a nice march into the stadium for that match. Temperatures will be falling quickly after sunset, so I would grab the jackets for sure. Even though it's sunny and nice during the day, that sun goes down, it's going to be chilly. Now, the wind, always an issue this time of year. People don't realize March and April, it's the windiest time of the year. It is always windy in the spring, so this kind of wind is normal, and we'll see more of that as we go through the rest of the month. The wind also contributes to our pollen levels being sky high because it picks it off the trees, off the ground, blows it around. So very high pollen levels this weekend into early next week. Oak, pine, and mulberry, your #1 pollens. Those allergens of oak and mulberry are the worst, but the pine is the messy stuff. Not a lot of rain in the forecast here. We got to get all the way to Friday before our next chance of rain. So expect that the pollen levels are going to stay high, especially as temperatures warm up this week and everything's producing pollen like crazy. By far the warmest week we've seen. Look at these temperatures, way above average starting tomorrow, but really into next week with the 80s. But just a word of caution, while we're most likely past our last frost or freeze, I am keeping an eye on that Sunday, Monday, Tuesday time frame, the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, where we possibly could get close to a frost again. So just maybe one more cold snap. But there's the weekend. I mean, that tells the story. Low 70s tomorrow. I'd say low 80s on Sunday, mostly sunny skies and lighter winds. Your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast. Look at this warm up. Mid 80s next week. Could be pushing 90 on Thursday. Let's go 10 days into the future. And you can see there are going to be cooler temperatures by next weekend.
Okay, Brad, thanks.